First and foremost, we need to identify and understand what a plateau is before we can really talk about how we can break through a plateau. So plateaus are pretty simple. Plateaus are essentially when you continue to do weight training and as time goes on, your gains start to falter. Now, if you're somebody that cares about your time and your efficiency, you understand that if you continue doing the same thing over and over and over again and you're not seeing results, that you'd be crazy to continue doing it. This all really comes down to the stimulus that you're giving your body in terms of weights and exercise. When you have the same routine, lifting the same weights, as you can see, you will generally make progress, but the progress won't be as good as if you're giving your body new stimulus. So the question is, how do I break through the plateau? What is the secret to success? How do I stop myself from not growing? There's not one single secret. There's 7 variables we need to identify and change in order to make sure that we continue having muscle growth. Chances are, if you've ever been to the gym, you already know the first 3 variables, but the other 4 is what slips everybody up. Step numero uno, guys, is more reps. Get some more reps in. So when we talk about reps, I don't mean half-assed reps. I don't mean quarter reps. I mean good form, control, full range of motion, do more reps. Number 2, you guys need to add some weight on the bar. You need to do it. So whether you're on a 5x5 program, Mark Ripto's starting strength, ice cream fitness, whatever you're on, you need to start progressive overloading. Sometimes people will also call it micro-loading, but every week you should be upping the weight by 2.5, 5 pounds, 10 pounds on every exercise. So when you go up in weight, you don't want to immediately go up in weight again the next week. You want to wait until you can hit your allotted rep range. So whether that's 8 to 12, you want to try to get to 12 reps before going up again. Alright guys, so the last variable on the beginner side of things is more sets. Do some more sets. Surprisingly, those programs I mentioned earlier, like Ice Cream Fitness, 5x5, Mark Ripto, those are the same guys, the same beginners generally that are afraid of getting away from their same sets. What I mean by that is get away from the 5x5. Have you ever tried 5 sets of 10 or 10 sets of 10 on squats? It'll kick your ass. Alright guys, so we made it this far. I just want to point out that these are what we call the beginner variables. The next steps are going to be a little bit more advanced for your intermediate and advanced lifters. Alright guys, the first one in the advanced variables we have to talk about is more tension. Specifically, we're going to talk about isometric, concentric, and eccentric motions. We're going to give you an example of those 3 movements. Here today I've got my business partner, Rob Torres, my co-founder of Optimal Performance. He's going to step in here and kind of show you guys the movements. So Rob's going to be curling the camera, so he's going to go ahead and do a concentric, isometric, and then eccentric. So isometric is when you hold it at the top against gravity, eccentric is when you go down slowly, and concentric is when you're fighting against gravity, bringing it up. Number 5, guys, we need to have varying ranges of motion. Stop going full range of motion, maybe mix it up a little bit. Do some 21s, we'll have Rob demonstrate. Alright, so Rob's going to do 3 reps at the bottom, 3 reps at the top, and then 3 reps full range of motion. Guys, just like with more tension, when you change the range of motion, you're having to activate the muscle fibers for a longer period of time. It's going to be a new stimulus. Yes, we need to focus on changing the angle. Changing the angle is pretty simple. It just means doing a variation of the same exercise, like going to an incline bench instead of a flat bench, or maybe a decline bench, or you can go to the preacher curl stand and maybe do some preacher curls with a dumbbell rather than just doing them standing, alternating bicep curls. So changing the angle, pretty simple, just do a different variation. Alright, you guys have made it this far. This is the last variable to success. We need to switch the grip. So when I say changing the grip, I mean going from the traditional overhand grip to maybe an underhand grip and switching it up. Alright guys, so let's review. These are the 7 variables to force muscle growth. More reps, more weight, more sets, more tension, varying ranges of motion, change the angle, and switch up the grip. If you know anybody that needs help building lean muscle mass, screenshot our snap code in the next snap and share it with them.